I am the National Director for Economic Mobility at the Hispanic Federation. Thank you for joining us today. We are here to discuss the progress we have made with the Farm and Food Worker Relief Program. This program is funded by the U.S. Department of Agriculture and executed by the Hispanic Federation with our local partners. All The Hispanic Federation empowers our communities and support Latin-led organizations that work in areas focusing on education, health, immigration, civic engagement, economic empowerment, and environmental justice. All these areas have a significant impact in all our communities. Nearly 2 years ago, the Hispanic Federation received $44.2 million with one mission, provide a one-time 600 payment to farm workers and meat packers who incur expenses due to COVID-19 pandemic. Today, we are really proud to announce that we have distributed over $30 million in cash assistance to over 50,000 hardworking individuals across the country. Thank you. Our farm workers face several challenges during the pandemic, including health risk, financial instability, lack of access to protective equipment for them to work, and healthcare services. These brave individuals continue to work tirelessly to ensure our nation's food supply chain remain intact. Although we have operations from 19 states, we have reached 48 states, Puerto Rico, and U.S. Virgin Islands. And from the population we have served so far, 39% are women, many single mothers facing childcare challenges. Sadly, over 3,000 seniors well in retirement age still working under harsh conditions. I have personally visited many states that we serve, and I have heard many sad stories in the field, such as the father in North Carolina working after receiving chemotherapy because he didn't have any other option. People losing their jobs or hours being reduced, therefore less income for their families. Seniors splitting medicine doses because they couldn't afford, and ironically sometimes to provide to their families. Because we understand and see the need in this population, we extend our deepest gratitude to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. These funds are so necessary to support these workers during the pandemic. Their commitment has been crucial in allowing us to provide this cash assistance and support our local partners in many rural areas. I don't have to tell you that farm workers and meat packers are the backbone of our agricultural economy. Their hard work and dedications are essential in maintaining the flow of fresh produce to markets nationwide. Without their contribution, our food security and economic stability would be at risk. So while I could talk the entire day about this program, today you will hear directly from our partners on the ground and some beneficiaries as well. Now I would like to introduce my colleague Cian Dupre, the Hispanic Federation Midwest Program Director, to share more about this program in the Midwest.
Thank you, Line. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for being here today. My name is Cian Dupre. I'm the Midwest Director for Programs for Hispanic Federation. Since we opened this office in Chicago in 2022, I have been so proud of what our team has been able to achieve in the Midwest region. From our Lucha contra el Hambre program, which is our food insecurity initiative, we've been able to serve thousands of meals, to our digital skilling work, where we've worked with partners to bring computer labs to communities to bridge the digital divide. We have worked consistently to advance and empower millions of Latinos that call the Midwest home. As Lina mentioned previously, we worked on various initiatives such as the areas such as economic empowerment, immigration, health, and this program touches on all of those issues. We're so proud to bring this resource to families and to individuals who are essentially putting food on our tables. Since the launch of the Farm and Food Worker Relief Program, we've distributed 5.5 million in payments to more than 9,000 beneficiaries. As you will hear from some of the beneficiaries that are here today, this is much deserved money that is going towards food, health care, basic services, child care, and even funeral expenses. Programs like this for farm workers and meat packers are crucial because they provide financial support and resources to an essential yet often underpaid workforce, ensuring that their well-being and stability. These programs also recognize and value their vital role in maintaining our nation's food supply. The Midwest region encompasses 6 of our nation's top 10 agriculture intensive states. It also produces 15% of the country's dairy products and is a major producer of food and animal feed. According to Hired Farm Labor, over 173,000 farm workers live in Illinois, Iowa, and Ohio. Our program sends a clear message to them that we did not forget how they kept our nation fed during the COVID pandemic. We're excited to continue running this program and to continue providing these one-time payments to frontline workers in the region. This impact is evident. Now I'd like to introduce the Illinois State Representative for the 23rd District, Representative Edgar Gonzalez Jr.
Thank you and good morning, everyone. I'm State Representative Edgar Gonzalez, and I represent the 23rd House District of Illinois, which encompasses the areas of Little Village, my neighborhood, Brighton Park, and Cicero. The Midwest is called America's breadbasket, not just because of the wheat, oats, and corn that our farms produce, but because of the work and dedication of our farm workers. During the pandemic, essential workers, some of whom are my constituents, were on the front line making sure that we could keep feeding our families. And it was the job of organizations like the Hispanic Federation to make sure farm workers, and meatpackers could feed theirs through the Farm and Food Worker Relief Program. Since 2019, the Hispanic Federation has been an advocate in Chicago and Illinois in collaboration with many Latino serving organizations to advocate for issues critical to the Latino community. One of these issues includes elevating the voices of farm and food workers in the state. According to the Illinois Migrant Council, Illinois' vegetable, dairy, and salad farms, fruit orchards, and nurseries employ over 20,000 farm workers seasonally. Roughly, that'd probably be like a fifth of my district if we're thinking numbers wise. The Illinois agricultural industry hires farm workers for planting, harvesting, hoeing, detasseling, weeding, cultivating, and many other jobs. And I went into politics, so I don't know how to do any of those stuff. But in any case, and most of these farm workers are Latinos. Their families have inadequate family resources to cover basic necessities or emergencies. Their average earned wages for a family of four is $10,000 below the federal poverty line. Any loss of wages threatens their financial security. And again, they didn't stop working during the pandemic, even though there was much uncertainty about their health and safety. They kept on working to ensure families were fed, and that's why the FFWR program is so needed. It's cash, it's ready, and it's one of the best ways to get these workers back on track. Let's make sure we keep registering our farm and food workers. Thank you. Ahora, brevemente en español. Soy representante estatal Era González. Yo represento las áreas de La Villita, Cicero y Bryant Park en la ciudad de Chicago. Ahora estamos aquí para destacar la importancia de este programa que viene siendo ayuda para los trabajadores agrícolas. Durante la pandemia ellos estaban trabajando cada rato, no paraban de trabajar y ahora el punto es de que nosotros debemos de darle un poco de apoyo. Son $600 que se les está dando, pero hay que asegurar que se estén registrando todos. Entonces, por favor, busquen esta ayuda, es sumamente importante. Nos estaban ayudando durante la pandemia, ahora es nuestro trabajo ayudarles a ustedes. Muchas gracias. And now to introduce Alexander Sosa.
During the pandemic, I received a phone call from a client telling me that she didn't have a laptop for her kids to do the homework. That is just an example how our population were struggling. My name is Alexandra Sosa. I am the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer with the Farm Worker and Landscaper Advocacy Project. Our organization mission is to improve working conditions and opportunities for very low-wage workers who are farm workers and meat packers. I am a Latina immigrant myself, so I know the struggle of this population. We are a member of the Hispanic Federation, and thanks to that, we were able to handle this grant that provides the $600 to the meat packers and the farm workers. This population has been invisible, and it's time now to call the attention of the community and the state representatives to advocate for those workers who are not even getting paid. Farm workers are not even getting paid for overtime. So it's time to start raising the profile. I want to thank Hispanic Federation and also the USDA Department of Agriculture for giving the support to the farm workers and the meat packers. Mi nombre es Alexandra Sosa y soy la directora ejecutiva del proyecto de ayuda para trabajadores del campo y jardineros. Durante la pandemia, los trabajadores del campo y aquellos que estaban en los procesadores de comida sufrieron demasiados abusos y estaban allá luchando para poner la comida sobre nuestras mesas. Es hora entonces de hacerles un reconocimiento y de ayudarles para que terminen de cubrir esas necesidades que surgieron durante la pandemia. Este dinero que nos están dando ahora es solamente el comienzo de una ayuda que esperamos que se prolongue hacia el futuro. Muchas gracias a Hispanic Federation y al Departamento de Agricultura por apoyarnos en esta labor. Y ahora quiero presentar a Darryl Marine de Forward Latino, que también hacen un trabajo muy importante. And now I want to introduce Darryl Marine from Forward Latino.
Bienvenidos a todos. Es un placer para estar aquí con todos ustedes hoy, aquí en Chicago. My name is Daryl Morin, National President of Forward Latino, and I'm so honored to be here with all of our partners and the Hispanic Federation to celebrate this fantastic program. I want to start off by thanking first the Biden-Harris administration and Secretary Vilsack at the U.S. Department of Agriculture for making this essential program available, and to all of our friends and partners at the Hispanic Federation for electing us as subgrantees of this very important project. You know, when the pandemic first hit, we all learned a lot of lessons. We learned about the challenges with healthcare delivery to our population. We learned about the lack of technology to our population. And sadly, while so many people kind of looked down on the jobs that the folks were helping, looked down on their types of jobs, we learned a critical lesson, just how important their jobs are to our own survival. In fact, that's why we now call them essential workers, right? And it was such an honor. You know, here during the pandemic, we're running around between these towns in Iowa and other places trying to provide what assistance we could, trying to dispel the myths that had been spread about COVID, trying to encourage people to get vaccinated. And we saw the hardships. We saw the tears. We actually had some ourselves when we saw what was happening. So to be able to go back, to talk to these same people and to be able to provide them this one-time $600 benefit, it was not only impactful for them, but for all of us as well. You know, we see them using it to cover their mandatory household expenses. You know, we've heard about them. You know, I can finally get my full insulin allotment now with this money. This young lady said, I'm gonna take a night course now at the community college, right? These are really impactful things, not just providing immediate aid now, but setting people up for success in the future. So for that, we're so excited. You know, I'm so pleased to be able to report with everyone's here support that so far we've given out over 3,409 $600 benefits, totaling more than $2,045,400 to these essential workers. So thank you all for that support. So once again, I want to thank you for your partnership. I want to thank you for reminding the world, boy, it feels good to do the right thing to help people in need. So thank you once again, USDA. Thank you once again, Hispanic Federation. It's an honor to be your member.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Veronica Isabel Dahlberg, and I'm the founder and executive director of HOLA Ohio. Ohio is a state where agriculture is one of the top industries, if not the main industry, which employs tens of thousands of farm workers. As somebody who's worked 30 years of my life working with the farm worker population, I have seen the barriers and the hardships that farm workers face every day. And so this program by the USDA really was incredible for us. I couldn't even believe that this program was able to be made to happen. It's been my experience that the federal government often would find ways to make farm workers exempt from safety protections and so on. So to just actually have a proactive program with these $600 gift cards was a huge help for our community. And I thank the Hispanic Federation for your advocacy to make this happen, and also the USDA. Similar to my other colleagues, I think what surprised me most about the program, especially since we're based in one of the richest counties of the 88 counties in Ohio, but it's a rural county. What surprised me was that the farm workers there used the $600 to buy food, is mostly what I heard. And so that was eye opening for me. I didn't think it was that bad in the county that we live in, where there's a large nursery industry and grapes and apples and so on and dairy. So again, other people used it to get their teeth repaired. So many different benefits. They bought work boots that they needed and gloves. So thank you so much, USDA and Hispanic Federation. Our small staff of 5 was able to distribute 1,170 gift cards, almost, I believe, almost $700,000. So that was a big accomplishment for us, and I thank you all for this opportunity.
Thank you. So you have here from our partners and from our elected officials. I want you to hear now from the beneficiaries and clients that are being in the front lines.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Manuel Vargas y pues durante la pandemia pues hubo mucho desempleo, también mi hijo se fracturó su mano, pues su mano derecha y pues ya me quedé sin trabajo y también aquí por decir aquí estoy trabajando en el campo y pues esta tarjeta que nos llegó pues me ayudó mucho, me sirvió mucho para comprar comida, también le compré ropa a mi niño, zapatos y en el hogar pues hacía falta un horno de microondas. También me sirvió mucho, es primera vez que recibo esta ayuda y pues sí, gracias a Dios sí me sirvió bastante. Y estoy aquí agradecido pues por la tarjeta que nos, como quien dice, como nos la regalaron. Y pues gracias.
So my name is Manuel. I'm very thankful for the gift card of $600 that I received. With that money, I was able to supply for food and also to buy a microwave for my house and to cover expenses for my kid, who unfortunately was sick during the pandemic. Thank you for the great support.
Hola, mi nombre es Guadalupe Juárez Rivas y le agradezco por el apoyo que nos dieron porque la verdad pues me sirvió para mucho porque tuve que comprar comida para gasolina y pues tengo a mi familia 7 y la verdad pues me sirvió y se lo agradezco mucho por el apoyo que me dieron y muchas gracias. Yo trabajé en la fábrica de Marengo que se llama Parking y ahí pues yo empacaba hueso y pues en la pandemia lo que pasó fue que nosotros ¿cómo se puede decir? Lo que pasó es que nosotros sufrimos porque en caso de que cuando no, por ejemplo, hacían la prueba del COVID, este, los que salían positivo le daban dos semanas para para que se recuperaran, pero a todos los que estaban ahí alrededor de ellos también fue lo que sufrieron las personas porque estaban alrededor y como uno no, si uno salía enfermo, se afectaban a otros, ¿verdad? Y pues eso fue el apoyo y de verdad que se lo agradezco mucho porque la verdad pues nos sirvió, me sirvió a mí y a todas las personas que nos dieron. Muchas gracias.
So my name is Guadalupe. She is a meat packer, and during the pandemic, it was a COVID at the place where she was working, and other people got infected. She's very thankful for the support. With that support of the $600, she was able to sustain her family of 6 people.
Thank you. Muchas gracias, muchas gracias. So you have heard from our partners and clients the impact and the need of programs like this. I want to thank USDA again for the support, FLAP, Forward Latino, HOLA Ohio, the elected official for your service, the clients for their hard work, and St. James Community Farm, Just Roost Chicago. St. James Community Farm, Just Roost Chicago, for hosting us today on this beautiful farm. Thank you so much. The program is ongoing, it's not finished. So eligible beneficiaries, remember, are hired workers in farming activities or meatpacking activities, excluding those in management position, because we wanted to make sure that the ones that receive these funds are the frontline workers. Immigration status is not a criteria for eligibility. The time frame is from January 27, 2020 to May 11, 2023, and there is no cost to apply. Only USDA awarded organizations can process these applications. So please, never provide documents or identification to unapproved organizations. Be aware of fraud. You can find the list of all the organizations at Hispanic Federation.org/FFWR, including more information about the eligibility. You can also call 1-866-HF-AYUDA or 1-866-432-9832. So just wanted to do briefly the remark in Spanish as well, so we know what we're here. So, buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Laina Rolón. Yo soy la directora nacional de Desarrollo Económico y Movilidad. Gracias por acompañarnos hoy. Estamos aquí para discutir el progreso que hemos hecho en este programa. El programa de trabajadores agrícolas y de alimentos, o FFWR por las siglas de inglés. Este programa ha sido gracias al Departamento de Agricultura, ha sido ejecutado por Hispanic Federation gracias a la asociación de las organizaciones que presentaron aquí en el Midwest. Y esta es una representación del Midwest, pero nosotros estamos trabajando con más de 30 organizaciones across the country, Puerto Rico y las Islas Vírgenes. So, hace casi 2 años, the Hispanic Federation recibió $44.2 millones para proporcionar un pago único de $600 a los trabajadores agrícolas y empacadores de carne que tuvieron dificultades durante la pandemia. Hoy nos orgullece decir de que de esos 42 millones hemos distribuido ya más de 30 millones y hemos servido más de 50,000 trabajadores por todo el país. A pesar de que operamos en 19 estados, hemos impactado 48 estados, Puerto Rico y las Islas Vírgenes. He visitado personalmente diferentes estados y de verdad que es muy triste ver las historias de nuestros trabajadores. Gente que está batallando cáncer y ha tenido que ir a trabajar después de quimioterapia. Gente los seniors que han tenido que partir la medicina. Eso es injusto, partir la medicina, que es crucial para su salud, porque no les alcanza para comprarla completa. Han reducido horas de trabajo. Y reducir horas de trabajo o eliminar sus empleos obviamente va a reducir el ingreso que generan para las familias y no pueden proveer a las familias. De toda la población que hemos ayudado hasta ahora, más o menos el 39% son mujeres y más de 3,000 personas están más avanzadas de la edad de retiro. trabajando, como saben, en condiciones incrueles, bajo el sol por muchas horas. Debido a que entendemos las necesidades, porque nosotros, la organización de Hispanic Federation, trabajamos con nuestros partners locales y estamos afuera, conocemos cuál es la necesidad. Queremos darle muchas gracias al Departamento de Agricultura de los Estados Unidos por los fondos necesarios para apoyar a estos trabajadores. Este fondo ha sido definitivamente crucial y la necesidad todavía continúa. Es importante reconocer el arduo trabajo de nuestros trabajadores, que desafortunadamente muchos de ellos no pueden ni siquiera pagar el dinero para la comida, para sus propias familias, que es irónico, que trabajan para nuestras comidas y a veces no pueden pagar para sus propias familias. Con esto, quiero agradecerles a todas las personas que participaron hoy y quiero recordarles que el programa continúa. Hemos ayudado 50,000 personas, pero nuestra meta es 62,900 hasta ahora. Para los que nos están escuchando y necesitan más información, pueden ir a nuestro website www.hispanicfederation.org/FFWR. Muchas gracias.